All right, number 1, starting with the 8th note rest. So coming in on that upbeat of 1, starting at 60. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 done. 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 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 done. 180, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200 for the repeats. So when you're doing the repeats, let this chord ring out across the downbeat of 1. The same way this rings out across that downbeat of 1. And this chord rings out across that downbeat of 1. And like this one does as well. Ringing out across the downbeat of 1 before you change that chord. That's how we want to treat this guy. So technically with the repeats, you wouldn't hear anything there. You would still have the 8th note rest. But I'd also have to write this out and make this a bit, a lot bigger. So this is just saving space. So yeah, when you do the repeats like I'm about to do, make sure this F5 chord rings out the appropriate length. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, number 2. 2 different rhythms. Bit of review. Alright, so we got 1, 2, and 4, 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4, 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4, 1, and 3, 4, done. 120, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, and 4, 1, and 3, 4, 1, and 4, 1, and 3, 4, done. 180, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240, 1, hang on. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, 200 for the repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, number 3. 2 different rhythms once again. 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 1, and 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and alright, 120, 1, 2, 3, 4. 180. 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. 240. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 200 for the repeats. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Terrible change. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. To the big thing, where we are increasing the amount of stuff each week. Alright, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4 scale shapes we're working with now. So as always, learn the new stuff first and then add in the older stuff. A good idea to get a good amount of work in is like be able to play this and then maybe start here and play those two and then do the last 3 and then do all 4. So next week when we meet up, part of the task is to be able to play all the scale shapes you've been working with so far, including the new one. So, need to commit these to memory. So shape number 1, then you got shape number 2. Shape number 3. And now we're working with shape number 4. So, let's just play this all at the 60, and you're always welcome to play it faster if you'd like. So I'm just gonna stick with the new stuff right here, and then also give a suggestion when you're playing the chords here. So, new thing, or the new lead, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 120 as well. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, the chords will just stay at the 60 here. So say the chord name every time you play it. Every time. This way, it'll help you memorize it. And so when you think of a chord name, you're like, it's this one, that one. Very, very helpful. Repetitive, yes, but very, very helpful. So here we go. Power chords first. 1, 2, 3, 4, E5, 2, 3, 4, E5, 2, 3, 4, E5. Chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. E minor. 2, 3, 4. E minor. 2, minor, 2, 3, 4, E 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 minor. There we go. So yeah, if you got the time, you want to give some of this stuff a shot here, those chords. So yes, you were correct. The key with one sharp is the key of G. So like that chord there, it's going to be the same right here. So there will be a lot of shared chords when going into the new key. Just I'm not going to give away too much. Some will be new, some will be different. So try not to look stuff up if you can. Try and use what you know already, but if you need to look things up, that's not the end of the world. You can do that since a lot of this stuff is new. The important thing is, or one of the important things is getting the root notes all correct. So you've already learned the root note stuff because you did all that major scale worksheet stuff. And remembering which ones are major, minor, and diminished. And you basically already have your answer right there. So looking at the key of C, 1, 4, and 5 chords. The first, fourth, and fifth chords in key, major. The second, third, and sixth chord, minor. And the seventh is always diminished. So every single time you do this, the 1, 4, 5 is major, 2, 3, 6 is minor. Did I say major or minor the first time? The 1, 4, 5 is major, 2, 3, 6 is minor, and the seventh is diminished. That will always be the case. So as long as you get the correct root notes, you just got to plug in the right kind of chord and you're good. So no rush on this. We will absolutely get it done. Take as much time as we need. And boy, do my eyes just feel really dry all of a sudden. Fantastic. All right, I think that covers it all. So any questions, let me know. I will see you again next week.